Hey YouTube, in today's video I'm going to be discussing the cannabis industry. I want to go through the reason why I think that you should be investing in the cannabis industry for the next 5 to 10 years. You could be retiring early. I also want to just give you my top 5 stocks in the cannabis industry that are worth under $15 at the moment. A lot of information in this video. If you are a new investor and you who don't have a clue about the cannabis industry, I go through a couple of key points of why I think it's an important industry to invest in, and then we go through with the stocks that I'm involved in at the moment. So if this video brings you any value at all, please like and subscribe and share to a friend. When we look at the cannabis industry as a whole, the first thing you want to find out is how much support there is for the legalization of cannabis. According to this survey done by Gallup, 68% of Americans think cannabis should be legal. So in a 48-year time frame, there has been a shift from 12% in 1972 to 68% in 2020. This looks promising for long-term investors. Next, we need to look into the demographics. It came to my surprise how many 50 to 64-year-olds would like to see cannabis legal. This also looks promising, as the only age group that looks unfavourable is 65 plus, saying that 55% of Americans aged 65 and over voted that cannabis should be legal. After looking into demographics, I then wanted to see how many states have legalized cannabis. For recreational use, 15 states, including the District of Columbia, have legalized cannabis. Here are a list of the states and the rules and restrictions of each state. Feel free to pause this video at any time to have a read through these states. In addition to these 15 states, there are also 20 states that have legalized cannabis for medical purposes. Next, I want to take a look at America's debt and discuss whether the legalization of cannabis can help with America's debt problem. In 2019, total spending was $4.4 trillion. The first component is mandatory spending, which accounts for 62%. This includes health programs, social security, income security, federal, civilian, and military retirement. The largest category was health, with $1.1 trillion in funding. The second component is discretionary spending, which is accounted for around 30%. This includes defense, transportation, and veterans benefits, to list a few. So how can cannabis help with America's debt problem? Well, in 2019, Colorado collected more than $302 million in taxes and fees on medical and recreational marijuana. Sales in the state totaled over $1.7 billion. Sales in the US were $12.2 billion in 2019 and projected to increase by $31.1 billion by 2024, according to a report from ArcView Market Research and BDS Analytics. A report from the Colorado State University of Cannabis Research recently found that the legal cannabis industry has contributed more than $80.8 million to the local economy in 2017. A report from cannabis analytics company New Frontier suggests that pot could generate an additional $105.6 billion in aggregated federal tax revenue by 2025. When we look at income and jobs, an RCG Economics and Marijuana Policy Group study on Nevada says that legalizing recreational marijuana in the state could support over 41,000 jobs till 2024 and generate over $1.7 billion in labour income. The ICF study estimates at least 81,000 additional direct, indirect and induced jobs in California as a result of legalized marijuana sales. It also projects an increase in total labour income by at least $3.5 billion. New Frontier's report also suggests that nationwide legalization could generate 1 million jobs by 2025. So what I want to do is look at some more recent news. So about a month after the election, the Democratic-controlled House passed the Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act, or also known as the MORE Act. This bill would legalise marijuana at a federal level and implement sweeping regulations and reforms surrounding the drug. So this is really good news if you are a long-term investor. So now what I want to do is I want to get into my top 5 cannabis stocks under $15 to add to your watch list or portfolio. These are High Tide, ticker symbol HITIF, which is trading at 62 cents a share at the moment. The second one is Organovo, ticker symbol OGI, which is trading at $3.04 at the moment. This one is more of a volatile stock, it's more of a risky stock, but I see huge potential in this company. The third one is Planet 13, ticker symbol PLNHF, which is trading at $7.60 a share. The fourth one is Cronos Group, ticker symbol CRON, which is trading at $11.14 a share. The very last one is Cresco Labs, ticker symbol CRLBF, which is trading at $15.69 a share at the moment. So High Tide is a retail-focused cannabis company enhanced by the manufacturing and distribution of consumption accessories. The company is the largest Canadian retailer of recreational cannabis as measured by revenue, with 70 current locations. So what I like about High Tide is, 1, they have 70 current locations. 2, on the 25th of January 2021, they entered an agreement to buy Smoke Cartel Inc. And 3, they announced a closing of $23 million bought deal equity financing. So basically what that is the company intends to use the net proceeds of the offering for opening new retail cannabis stores, completing strategic acquisitions, general corporate and working capital purposes also. As you can see on the income statement, they have been generating revenue every single year and increasing their revenue, and their gross profit has also been increasing. When I'm looking for a high growth stock, I also look at the insider buy-in. So what percentage of the management team are buying this stock? At the moment, there's 22.33% of insiders buying this stock. They've also launched a sale of hemp-derived CBD products on grasscity.com. According to a study conducted by Groundview Research, over the next 5 years, the global CBD industry is projected to accelerate to 23.6 billion. And also according to the global CBD oil market 2020-2024, the CBD oil market is projected to expand by 3.52 billion up to 2024. This would be a compound annual growth rate of 32%. So for Organogram then, we're going to look at the investor presentation. As you can see, they're a leading licensed producer. They have a 3-level indoor growing facility. They sell their products to all 10 Canadian states, and they're also focused on innovation, which we'll get into shortly. But firstly, I wanted to show you their key financial highlights. So they generated positive cash flow from operations in quarter 1. They've seen double-digit percentage growth in adult use in the recreational market revenue, and they also ended quarter 1 with 134 million in cash and short-term investments. What's also really cool to see is that they were the #1 searched brand in December for their product Shred, and they're also in the top 12 for most searched on other products, as you can see there. What I like about this company is they're not wasting any time. They're bringing out new products every single month. So July, August, September, October, November and December, they brought out new products. One industry that I think is going to get very big is the vaporizer pens. And you can see here they've after bringing out their own product in that. And the second industry that I think will get very big is the edible industry. So you can see here that they're expecting to bring out new flavors in quarter 2. And they've also launched their first product in February 2020. They've also been awarded Leafly Reader's Choice for their products, which is good to see. But what I like to see here is they're also looking at innovation. So they're using patent-pending yeast strains and enzymes to produce pure cannabinoids without growing cannabis plants. So that's another thing to look forward to. Their biggest deal to date then, on June 9th, 2020, they entered into a multi-year agreement for supply of dry flower to one of Israel's largest and most established medical cannabis producers. This is really important because if cannabis only becomes legal in some states for just medical use, at least we know here that they are a huge supplier for this company. So I spent a little bit more time on High Tide and Organogram just because people might not actually have heard of these companies before. But the third one I'd say you have heard of is Planet 13. So I'm just going to do a bullet point kind of presentation for this one, just to let you know why I'm interested in this company. So they're a winner of Leafly's 2018 Nevada Dispensary of the Year. They're also the largest dispensary and complex store in the world. They have loyalty programs for extra benefits, which is good to see. They had over 1 million visitors in 2019, and 9% of total sales in Nevada came from Planet 13. They raised 53.9 million in bought deal public offerings, and there's also 29.48% in insider buying. So these are the reasons why I'm looking into Planet 13. So for Cronos then, we're going to look at their investor presentation as well. So their mission is to improve people's lives by unlocking the full potential of cannabis. Their vision is to transform industries through cannabinoid innovation. Cronos has grown a global network across 5 continents, as I'll show you here now. So there's their global platform. And they're also building brands in the wellness and adult use industry. So here I'll show you their brand portfolio. So you can see brands like Cove, Spinach, Happy Dance, etc. So what's good to see about Cronos is they provide products for skincare as well as your normal dried cannabis vaporizers, etc. So not many of the other companies I mentioned deal in skincare, which is good to see. So there's another one of their products, Peace Naturals. So it's GMP certified. It's a personal care for clients and accessible high quality cannabis for medical purposes also. So I wanted to try to keep this video just under 10 minutes. So if you are wanting more detail about any of these companies, just leave it in the comments below and I will do more research on these companies for you and I'll give out more information for you. But the last company I want to discuss then is Cresco Labs. So Cresco's quarterly revenue is growing explosively at a rate of 326% year over year. It's already the biggest cannabis wholesaler in the American market. Its cultivation facilities in Illinois and Pennsylvania are becoming more efficient quite rapidly. Management credits the efficiency improvements at these facilities, in particular for an improvement in operational gross profit as a percentage of revenue coming in at 53% in the quarter compared to 47% in the previous quarter. The most important thing here is that thanks to falling costs and rising revenue, the company's most recent adjusted earnings before interest, tax, amortization and depreciation of 46.4 million are the largest it has ever reported. Its 17.8 million in cash flow from operations is also a company record. So these are just a couple of things, a couple of stats here to give you just to have a look into this company and why it should be on your portfolio or it should be on your at least your watch list. If you've watched this whole video, I appreciate you. Let me know in the comments below what cannabis stocks you're buying at the moment, or just what stocks in general you're buying at the moment. I know the market's been down, but look, these are buying opportunities. It's like the stocks are on sale at the moment. So let me know below what stocks you're involved in at the moment, and thanks for watching. A quick disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. These are my own thoughts and opinions. Please do your own research before buying these stocks.